Hey, what's up everybody? It's Shamariel. Welcome back to my channel. We are here to talk more Harlem episodes 2 and 3. And the reason why I am, and forgive me for not being prepared, why is no one ready? The reason why we're doing episodes 2 and 3 is because these are all my notes on episode 2. I have a little bit more, I have more on episode 3. And then I haven't watched 4 yet. I'll do that today. Okay, so episode 2. We learned that Camille has been pregnant for 12 weeks. The doctor is telling her it might be her only shot to have a kid. A biological child, that is. And Camille's girls are trying to advise her what to do. Ty was saying, Quinn, of course, is like, have it. And then Angie was being real Angie about it. So I can't even really remember what her stance was. And so Camille talks to Ian and she talks to her mom. And if you are a Harlem watcher, you know that she doesn't have a good relationship with her mother. So she wasn't really feeling great about being a mother considering her mommy issues. And so after having talked to her mother, which I would have hung up on that lady. It's like, I know that's your mama. And sometimes you just gotta, it's just kind of like, you know what to expect. So it's like, why be mad? But at the same time, end call is an option. So she calls her mom and her mom is talking to people in the background and just being real lackadaisical about her news. And I'd have hung up, but that's just me. So after the conversation with her mom, Camille makes an appointment to terminate the pregnancy. So then we fast forward to Ian, who is at a fertility clinic with his new girl. I don't know her name. At this point, it don't matter. But what does matter is that he's been with her for 2 months. 60 days. Okay. So after 2 months, he's with old girl at a fertility clinic. What did I say? Fraternity? I meant fertility. He's with her at a fertility clinic. That's hard for me to say. She froze her eggs or froze her embryos. I thought it was the same thing. And she has 4 embryos. I guess embryos are it doesn't matter. I don't care. So she has 4 embryos. What happens ultimately is Camille decides to keep the baby. She says, I'm not going to let fear keep me from becoming a mom. She sends that text to Ian and she's like, congratulations, Dad. Ian happens to get that text while he's at the fertility clinic with old girl. And that's how episode 2 ends. It was pretty much all about Camille. So now we're going to jump right into episode 3. So now we're talking about the other characters. Ty is having coffee with Ava. Angie is doing some social media challenge with her fiance. Quinn is with fine ass Kofi, and they still kicking it. So Camille gets a response from Ian. He hearted her message where she says, I decided to not let fear keep me from being a mom. And he said, can't wait, Mom. Okay. So Camille goes to the hospital because she's trying to get some blood work done to make sure everything's okay with the baby. The bill is $1,600 because Camille ain't got no insurance. Yes, I said I ain't got no. Because remember, she left her job at Columbia where she had regular insurance and now she's doing whatever it is she's doing. So she doesn't have insurance. Her hospital bill is $1,600 and she texts Ian to ask him if they can talk because she wants to talk to him about financially she wants to I'm gonna keep it in. She wants to talk to him about financially contributing to the child that he helped make. So she texts him and she's like, hey, can we talk? He said, yeah. So then I'm just going through these and not editing. We just talking and uploading. So Quinn is still popular from her shout out from old boy on the red carpet. Okay, we go to Ty, who has clearly decided to mix business and pleasure. She and Eva are making out on her couch in her office. She says she hasn't broken her celibacy streak yet. Eva says, you know what? I like you. I'll wait for you. Just let me know when you're ready because I'm going to be spread eagle on this couch. I was like, oh my. Angie is with her man. She's touring a possible wedding venue. Her man and his hair, they do not like the space. Angie loves the space. He says that the space seems like too much of a production, but that's what Angie wants, because you see her character. She's, you know, big and larger than life, a lot of personality, a lot of hair and lashes and nails, and she's just she's an extra person, and the space is extra, and that's everything she wants. So he's like, yeah, I don't want that. We should compromise. She says she'll compromise. So then we go to Camille, who shows up at Ian's house unannounced. Again, girl, you got to cut that out. Old girl is there because she lives there. It's been 2 months. Anyway, she lives there. She also learns that they are working on starting their own family. And so Camille is like, hold up. So you mean to tell me that when I told you I was knocked up, you over here planning a future and future children with this heifer? So Camille says that she made the decision to keep her child with Ian based off limited information. She didn't know that he was off. He was down to the clinic with old girl talking about embryos. Maybe had she known that, her decision would have been different. She didn't say that, but I would like to think it would have been different. And he's just like, my bad. Ian's starting to piss me off. Okay, so then the girls are together talking about egg and embryo freezing, which again, I thought they were the same thing. I guess I'm being a bad woman right now. But apparently there's a difference, question mark. And I love how they are calling Ian all the fuckboy names. They're calling him Nick Cannon. They're calling him Future. I love it. Because why you out here just shooting up the club? I guess he technically didn't do it with old girl. That ain't the point. Sir, you got too many kids in the works. Sit down somewhere. So that was hilarious to me. Is this it? Yes. Okay. So then Camille is having all this money trouble, right? Remember we talked about that? So after having a talk with, after the talk with Ian, where they didn't really get into the money because she learned about old boy and his goal with old girl. Ian and, oh, I genuinely don't know her name. She's just like, fine, whatever. She decides to kind of take matters into her own hands. She says that she'll ask her editor for another advance for her book. Because, you know, that they tend to kind of give you money to motivate you to keep writing. So Camille's like, I'm going to go to my editor. I'm going to get some more money for my book. Okay, so remember, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last review, but Quinn ended up styling Seth for the red carpet because his current stylist was, something happened, she couldn't do the job, and so Quinn stepped in, and then that's when he gave her the shout out on the red carpet, like, oh yeah, I look this good, all thanks to my new stylist, Quinn Joseph, and then that's when Quinn got super popular. Okay. So then Seth's old stylist got on IG Live and started talking shit. She was like, oh, we supposed to be black women looking out for each other, and you just came in like a snake and stole my client, etc. The internet said Quinn was acting light skinned. That was hilarious to me. She was like, what does that even mean? And she starts crying, and Ty and Angie are like, that's what acting light skin means. Hilarious. So anyway, Angie and Ty tell Quinn to boss up and address old girl woman to woman. And she was like, well, Seth said he'd handle it. They were like, nah, you got to take matters into your own hands. So fast forward to Camille. She's with her editor asking for more money, but as opposed to getting money, she's getting notes. Her editor still is not feeling the title of her book, and she ultimately tells her that she won't get more money until the book is done. So Camille broke. is the moral of the story. She's not getting any more advances on her book. She ain't got no job, Tommy. Again, still unclear about what her employment situation is, having left Columbia. And Ian at the moment isn't giving her money. So, okay. What you at, 12 weeks? Moving on. Ty is with Eva, and they're having their coming out story. And Eva tells her story, and then we learn that Ty has never come out to her family. Instead of coming out, because Ty is from Georgia. I don't know if we're just to assume Atlanta or where, but we learned, well, we've known Ty is from Georgia, from the South. All of that to say, Ty never came out to her family. She just ended up leaving the state. Which I'm also kind of like, you're a big deal in New York with these apps and all of these things. You would think that somebody would have been like, oh, that's old girl from, that's so-and-so's kin, and would tell them like, oh, your daughter got this app for the hold on, my brain don't want to work, homosexual audience and the queer audience, etc. Maybe I'm thinking about it too realistically. The point is, Ty ain't came out to her family. She just left the state. Eva tells her, look, that's probably your problem. You got all these, the rodeo issue is you never came out to your family. You've been living a lie, that type thing. So ultimately, Ty books a trip at the end of the episode to go back home. So we'll see how that goes in episode 4. So Angie, so remember how I told you Angie, her man, and his hair went to go view a venue that she loved, and he was like, no? Okay. Angie gets a call that the venue she wants is being pursued by someone else. Again, she loves it. She doesn't want to let it go, so she gives them her man's credit card to reserve the space. She knew it off the top. She was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I was like, girl, I thought that was hilarious. Does Angie, well, no, she has a job on Broadway. I don't know if we talked about that. She got a job for Girls Trip on Broadway. But she might be a kept woman right now. Not the point. The point is, Angie uses her man's card to reserve the space that she loves, and he doesn't. So needless to say, he was mad. And I found this part interesting because he was like, you never bothered to ask why I don't have a big venue. He's like, I don't have a big family like you do. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. How long y'all been engaged? What are y'all talking about? I just find it odd that this, to me, you should know that your man ain't, and he was like, even if I were to invite some of my family, they probably wouldn't show up. I just think it's odd that your man has family drama and you're just unaware of it as his fiance. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I just think that's a conversation that kind of should have came up sooner. Moving on. Quinn goes on live to address the feedback, the hate that she's receiving as a result of Seth's old stylist outing her on IG Live. So she goes on her live and she's like, I'm a peacemaker. I didn't mean for this situation to turn out the way it did. I was just trying to step up to help. Yada, yada, yada. She says she's not working with Seth, aka Kofi, anymore. Which I was like, girl, don't be messing up your bag. Whatever. That's what she goes on live to say. So Eva and Ty end up getting physical. The celibacy streak has been broken. Camille meets with Ian again, this time to actually talk money. He gives her money after she was like, here's receipts, like here are the bills. I don't want you to think I'm just asking for all of these large sums of monies all willy-nilly. And he's just like, damn, this blood work was $1,600. And she's like, yeah. So all of that to say, we learned that she's having a girl. Ian does give her money. And Camille is having a girl. And that's how episode 3 ends. So Ian, as of episode 3, still hasn't told his new boo about the baby he's having with his old boo. Ty's got to go home and confront her demons. Angie, her man, and his hairline got to figure out where they're going to get married. His hair looked like he doesn't date black women. And then Camille is going down this road with Ian that I'm clearly not a fan of. It's like, she's not a real person. I get that. I get that. I'm curious to see where these stories wind up. But that's episodes 2 and 3. All right, let me know what you think about the show so far if you're watching. Talk soon. Bye.